Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Coming at you from the powerhouse. We are having some critical generator issues again, continually. This time, unfortunately, I don't know if there's any coming back from it unless I want to tear the whole thing apart. Wasn't really starting, or actually it just completely died. After spewing tons of white smoke out the exhaust, more than normal. This thing was stuck, so I had to rebuild this in order to find out this thing is dead. So listen to this, okay? To me, that sounds like death. No turnover. Nada. Put, 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 put. It's very easy to pull this rope, by the way. I feel like it's not nothing. Oy. Pretty much done. I just hear mechanical rattle as opposed to compression and moving of cylinders. Okay, well, that brings us to a problem because it's extremely bad for solar, and there's not a breath of wind. We're still in the calm of the eye of the storm. So, I was trying to call Champion, but, you know, they have business hours and don't work weekends. Not like they'd be able to, you know, same day mail me a new generator or whatever anyway. So, this is kind of a tough situation. Just got to figure out, I guess, dip into savings, go get another generator until they fix this one, or spend all of my time and effort over the next week to figure out my power issues completely. I don't really know. It's kind of tough. That's been like one of my things since day one is I dislike generators, but I understand their purpose. You know, it's emergency power when there's no wind and no sun, like today. So, I don't really know. I hate continuing to be stuck like this with power, let me tell you that much. It feels weird trying to be, you know, energy independent and keep on having to run a generator and then having that go down and being stuck or only able to run power for a little bit. I know we have some misconfigurations in our solar system, but I'm hoping that we can get those ironed out soon. It would make the situation a lot easier if I would only have to run the generator in an actual emergency situation as opposed to all the time. It's a shame Justin the gardener llama isn't Justin the electrician. Well, that's today's struggle, really. You know, the weather also causes some like really weird funky problems with batteries. Definitely does some weird things, like they discharge more quickly, things like that. So I'm not sure if like the cold and the snow is exacerbating the problem. You know, it's possible for sure. We'll get it all figured out. If anyone's got a perfect plan on how to get a system completely up and running now with no hassle, I recommend you publish a book and become a millionaire. It's really hard for energy independence for those of us that don't want to pay a monthly bill to a, you know, giant company. There's bound to be some struggle along the way, given how many just options there are. The number of permutations of electrical configurations is just astronomical. The learning curve is steep. And also, you know, sometimes we make dumb mistakes. It sets us back. Oh yeah, there's no point to this video. Hope you weren't looking for one. I'm just walking around. Went to say hey to Justin. And pondering the power issue. If I have to go get another generator today, that will have been the third generator within 2 years that I will have purchased, which makes it about $600 plus for generators, minus the cost of fuel, minus the cost of oil and maintenance. So to me, that's really steep, you know. I wish at some point that I would have put all the power into solar panels, but then on days like today, it's like, why? Then you need a generator anyway, right? Or maybe, which would be, I guess the goal would be to have a battery bank and a solar system that's so dang big that you could run it for days in the dark. It would be nice. We'll get there eventually. I'm hoping. Just got to keep at it. Failures suck for sure, but luckily a lot of ours have been learning experiences. I'm about to sign up and go back to school to become an electrician though, man, seriously. Plumbing's not that bad at all. All the other stuff is just kind of, you got to think about it for a little bit and then it makes sense. But electricity, whew, now that takes some doing. Especially when you're talking about capturing from multiple sources, like wind and solar and whatever, tying them all into the same system. Yeah. It's weird because there's just a certain point in all the documentation for all this stuff that they just expect you to straight up be an electrician or go talk to one. It's which makes sense, I suppose, because, you know, might burn house down kind of stuff. But I just wish there was a easier solution out there. If any entrepreneur electrical engineers are watching this, go make a modular PV/wind/whatever system that I can just bang it together. Keep on adding as I want. That would be nice. I haven't been on this side of the property in a long while. Just kind of checking it out. It's beautiful right now with the fog. Makes it all mysterious. Ooh, what's over there? Oh yeah, it's a mountain. This time of the year there's no snakes or anything, so it's nice. I never did get to the sled this time around, but I'll do it soon. But don't get me wrong, fun is a priority, for sure. If it isn't one of yours, I definitely recommend making it one. Oh, tumbleweed trap. Man, barely got to the other cabin yet. I could keep on trekking. One thing that's really fun to do that we did when we first got here is me and B went out like collecting rocks and stuff off the property. Maybe dorky, I guess, but especially since we're no geologists. But it's really interesting to look at all the different stuff your parcel has available to it. We need to get back into doing things like that as opposed to just working, checking lists off and stuff. I think we've only explored like 10% of our 40 acres, which is a crying shame. It's not like we have to build over the whole thing in the first few years, but you know. Imagine having thousands of acres. When we were looking at land to purchase this place, there was like ranches for sale, like 3,200 acres in Minnesota or somewhere like that, and includes 2 rivers and stuff like that. It's like, wow. Millions of dollars, of course, but being a city dweller myself most of my life, it's different to come back out into the big open and then try to fathom something that's 100 times this size even, you know. Just imagine the desolation and the, well, peacefulness, really. Back at the truck here, I got this thing loaded up. Called neighbor Larry, asked him to, I guess, give it a conclusion, you know. So I'm headed to the coroner just to confirm its death, and then I guess I'm off to get another one of these and then spend the weekend reading up on why my solar system battery bank is being dispersed so quickly. Alright, well, here we go. Let me see that piece. Yeah, that ain't supposed to be like that. This thing's dead.